This is Mitch, and it is Thursday, August 9th, 2018, here with your free live picks. Of course, we're here live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Normally, around this time, 11 a.m., something like that. But, of course, if you follow us on our Facebook page, I've been sending out like a 5-minute warning there saying that we're going to go live on in our Facebook group because a lot of people are saying they didn't get their notifications, which I don't really understand how that stuff works. And if anyone tried to explain to me, I mean, many people have actually, the logic of how Facebook gives out their information. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me, really, to be honest. What is relevant mean, right? It's like, why would they say that that's relevant to me? And it's weird because it's like the stuff that they say is relevant to me never seems to be really relevant to me. It's just weird, right? But anyways, doesn't really matter. We're still here live every single day. 365 days a year. No excuses, just live shows, free picks. Of course, people wonder what I'm doing right now. I'm just setting up the YouTube channel because they don't let you put the information in ahead of time. I don't understand why they don't just let you get it set up. But, weird. That's the dog of the day. Anyway, do at least 3 free picks every single day. Today's the first day of NFL preseason, at least in earnest. Last week we had the Hall of Fame game. Normally, NFL preseason is absolutely miserable to watch. I watched the whole game last week, and I generally watch a lot of the preseason, a lot of the games. I just like to see some of the guys that might have potential because as the injuries start to mount throughout the year, we see a lot of these players in the lineup, and they actually get to play, at least the good ones. So, of course, we got a few new football leagues that are going to be starting, I guess, after NFL season is over. So some of these players that we don't see stick on the rosters that will be playing in these games tonight, tomorrow, the next couple of days, especially these first 2 weeks of preseason before there's any cuts, these might be guys that we see on those rosters too. So this should be some crazy stuff. But anyways, we do 3 free picks here every single day. Of course, our best bets are in our expert picks. And, of course, also available at sportschatplace.com, Premium and Premium Plus. Of course, it's Sports Chat Experts. Thursday's discount day, and today's discount code is SWEET, SWEET. I'm wearing my Walter Payton shirt. Those of you, well, I guess you could see it on YouTube as well. And you guys could have seen it in the Dog of the Day video. But sweetness, Walter Payton. Anyways, of course, free picks every single game, every single day. At sportschatplace.com. And of course, our best bets always in the premium area. But of course, NFL preseason. Major League Baseball continues on. We'll still be covering, of course, Major League Baseball, but it kind of moves back a little bit because let's just say more people care about football. They always have, they always will. Of course, we still care about baseball. We still cover baseball. But we like football more. More people like football. We're going to cover it. I know generally preseason's garbage, and like the last week of preseason, I don't even cover it at all. I don't even acknowledge that it exists. But anyways, some teams traditionally play well in preseason. Some teams, they traditionally don't play well. Other teams, you can't really figure it out. But one of the teams that generally plays pretty decently in the preseason is the Cleveland Browns. And this is a team that they have a lot of, they have some messages to send. They're playing against a Giants team that, boy, they've been absolutely horrible. It's either been Super Bowl or bust for them, and, you know, most of the time it's been bust. Giants opened as a 3-point favorite in this one. Now they're a 1-point home dog. And one thing you have to really be mindful of in these preseason games, and we saw it last week, when it gets to be a tight game at the end of the game, they always go for 2 and avoid overtime at all costs. So these 1.5-point spreads, these 1-point spreads, these factor all the time in preseason. We saw a 2.5 factor last week in the Hall of Fame game. But anyways, I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns anyway. It's only 1 point. So I could see the Giants going for 2 at the end of the game, you know, for the win or the tie or whatever the case may be, and not coming up short. Giants always way overrated, and Saquon Barkley, like I said, he's my pick to be the bust of the year when it comes to the NFL draft. I've been right on my bust of the year plenty of times. I've been wrong on my bust of the year a lot less than I've been right, but I've been wrong before. I'm not one of those guys that's always right, that's for damn sure. But usually of these NFL guys, we watch so much college football that we generally get a good handle on the guys, you know, picked in the NFL draft. So I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns in this one. I'm going to lay 1 point on the road with a team that didn't win a regular season game all year last year. I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns. I just think they have a lot to play for. They need to get some positive momentum, and generally in the preseason, they've been a good team. So we'll take the Cleveland Browns. That'll be our first pick of today's show. Of course, we're going to do 3 free picks. We're doing NFL football. Our best bets are always our premium picks available at sportschatplace.com. Premium plus, sportschatexperts.com. And, of course, over at Sports Chat Experts, it is picks from myself and some of the top handicappers in the world today. You can use the discount code SWEET, SWEET, get 25% off all of your purchases today at sportschatexperts.com. Of course, if you join our Facebook group, we talk about picks all day long. Once in a while, we get a spammer in there. We get guys with links. We get guys messaging people. If you have people messaging you, if you have people like trying to, you know, sell you something and they found you through our group or anything like that, asking you about betting and whatever, by all means, let us know so we can boot these people out of our group. We do not want them. I don't go into their groups and spam their people. I think it's cheeseball. I mean, think about that as a business model. Here's my business model, right? Like, you guys know what we do at Sports Chat Place. We write free picks every single game, every single day. We have for 10 years, okay? We get people that come to the site, they read our free picks. If they want premium picks, they can buy them. If they don't want premium picks, they don't have to buy them. We still offer tons of free stuff. They still have access to all the free picks, everything like that. So with these guys who are messaging you guys in the Facebook group, here's their business model. I'm going to go to somebody else's Facebook group. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to start just instant message people that didn't ask me for information, didn't come to me for information. I'm just going to start messaging them and then ask them for money or tell them to do things. It's like, what? What kind of business model is that? I mean, you guys have seen my house, you've seen my life, you've seen, you know, all the stuff that, you know, Sports Chat Place and has given to me, and, you know, I'm super appreciative of all that stuff. But as far as needing to go, you know, beg people from another group to come join us, that is never going to happen. It's never happened, and it's never going to happen. You don't even see me going to the other Facebook groups where people are posting their free picks, right? In other people's Facebook groups. You never see me there doing it, ever. Not once. And there's a lot of those groups out there, I know. And it just seems like there's these groups where there's like all these handicappers, trying to sell you picks. And it's like, seems that most of the people in the group are selling picks. So it's like you're selling picks to people selling picks. I don't understand how you could possibly sell many picks that way. Just doesn't make a lot of sense. They just don't want to do the work. Which, being here 365 days a year, doing live shows, doing free picks, doing all that stuff, the work. Most people don't want to do it, and that's why they try and shortcut it by sending you guys instant messages. But let's go to our second pick for today's show. Cincinnati Bengals up against the Chicago Bears. Of course, the Bears played last week, so they have a game under their belt. The Bengals don't have a game under their belt. Of course, the Bengals lost A.J. McCarron, their backup quarterback. While that's generally bad news for them during the regular season, if something happens to Andy Dalton, it's pretty good news for Bengals fans for the preseason, because that means that the guys fighting for the backup spot are probably going to see some action here. So I'll tell you, the Bears have the game under their belt, and we saw them, come back, fight, and do all those things. I think the fact that the Bears have seen the game action is going to help them here. I'm going to take the Chicago Bears. We're getting a 1.5 once again. Anything over a point in preseason is you got to really think about laying it, because these 2-point conversions and things that don't generally happen during the regular season happen during preseason. So we'll take the Chicago Bears here and the 1.5, and that'll be our second free pick for today's show. Of course, our best bet's always at sportschatexperts.com. And of course, you can use that discount code SWEET and get 25% off all of your purchases today. So anyways, once again, trying to do about 8 things at once, but at some point we're going to get past that. We'll figure it out. But of course, we do 3 free picks here every single day. And of course, we talk about games all day long in the Facebook group. Trying to read your comments, that's why I'm moving my head. Hank Owen said he suddenly started getting friend requests. Send me the names, Hank, so I can ban those people from our group. Please send me the names of these people. If you guys are getting messages from that, email them to me. Send me a message through the messenger. Let me know so I can ban these people from the group. I would seriously appreciate it. Please. Saying I'm getting messages, I understand, but it doesn't necessarily help us. Anyways. We got one more pick to go. Week 1 NFL preseason. Let's get to one more game. Let's go to Kansas City, where the Chiefs are taking on the Texans. Got two teams, a little bit of transition going on here for both these teams. Texans, as banged up as they were last year, they still were pretty decent. And when Deshaun Watson came in, they were even better. Of course, Deshaun Watson was my pick of last year's NFL draft to be the guy, and we were spot on there. Of course, we only saw him in limited action because he didn't come on until a few games into the season, and then he was injured and knocked out for the season. But anyways, I don't understand that comment. But anyways, once again, I think we're in that thing with the 2.5 points. Andy Reid, super conservative coach. And I expect the Texans to get it done here. I just think Andy Reid's like one of the most winningest coaches, but when it comes to being ultra conservative, that's his style, and I expect him to be ultra conservative here. I'm going to take the Texans. We're getting 2.5 points, and that'll be our third pick for today's show. So our 3 picks today, the Texans, the Bears, and we took the Browns. So that'll be our 3 picks for today's show. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Of course, it's NFL preseason. That means tread lightly. Tread very lightly, NFL preseason. So have a great day, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Probably get back to baseball, maybe add an NFL in there. Have a great day, everyone.